Yo, what's up guys? In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing T-Jack's MCU Homecoming Spider-Man gear. So a large majority of you webheads already know that T-Jack is one of the most well-known and one of the most well-liked prop makers out there when it comes to Spidey gear. So about 2 weeks ago, he did a raffle giveaway. You could purchase a raffle for about $5. I purchased a raffle. Hey, let me take my chances, let me get a ticket, you know. But then I started thinking about it and I bought a lot more. I'm not gonna tell you guys how many I bought, but it was a lot of tickets. And but I mean, it paid off at the end because I was able to win all the stuff that he gave away. And in that giveaway, it was a face shell, lenses, web shooters, web cartridges for the belt, web cartridges for the web shooters themselves, and also the back and front emblem. How insane is that? And I want it. Me, this guy, this average Joe. I can't believe I won the giveaway, and I just wanted to do a review video on all this stuff. For those of you that are thinking about purchasing his new line, just to give you a closer look at everything and a nice description on the quality that everything is produced with. Also, I just want to let you guys know that this was not a deal I made with T-Jack and Matthew DC, the designer, that I do a video for them if they give me all this stuff, because you guys can see my subscriber numbers aren't very high. So yeah, this is just me showing my appreciation for winning this giveaway, and also to help you guys that are considering on buying these things. So let's get to it. So the first part of the giveaway package I'm gonna talk about is something that I highly suggest for any Spidey head that's thinking about, upping their game on their Spidey suits, and that's gonna be the face shell. The face shell is what gives you that nice Spidey face shaped look. It really makes you look like you're straight out of the movies. This face shell is just off the chain. To me, this is the most accurate face shell I've seen so far. And the cool feature that it has is obviously the signature, little texturized mold you got on here, and this is something that you commonly see on T-Jack's face shells, the other face shells that he has. He has this texture on there, which is a pretty cool feature because it does kind of give it a little slight grip onto the mask. Another cool feature that this face shell has is the indentation for the lenses themselves. This gives you a nice flushed look when you put the lenses on there, because if you don't have a nice indentation to work with, and you put the magnets onto the lenses, and then you put the magnets on the back of the face shell, it's still gonna leave an indentation popping out. So you'll be able to see the magnets, and it just doesn't look pretty, guys. So this actually prevents you from being able to see the magnets when you put it on. So that is a really cool feature to have on this thing. I can't suggest this face shell anymore. This thing is super awesome, so I highly suggest getting this. So let's move on to the next part of a face shell, which is going to be the lenses. So now the lenses is also the next up in your game. If you guys could see, these are the lenses that came with it. These are the mid-close lenses. There are, I believe, 3 or 4 lenses out there that T-Jack offers that you could have with this face shell. You have his first MCU kit lenses, which was with his personal line, and then you have 3 of these selections that he partnered up with Matthew DC. You have the mid-close, and then you also have some that are a little bit more closed in, and then you have the ones that are wider open. I liked these because these are the ones that he usually has throughout the film. He does change his lens sizing every once in a while throughout the movie, but for a majority of the movie he does have them around this size. So I chose these, and you guys can see the detail work on the frames is really good. You guys can tell that it does have that shutter appearance, and it's really well done. Even the material's well done. The material comes pretty stiff, and it's pretty straight. So what you guys got to do, some tips for you, is get a pan or a pot, throw some water in there, boil it up, and then just dip this bad boy in there. Not too long, just dip it every once in a while, and it softens up the material, and then you can put the lenses onto the face shell and have it hug around the face shell. So that's a pretty cool tip I'm gonna give you guys for free. Another cool tip is that if you guys want to be able, because you guys can see these lenses, because these are the frames, and then you have the lenses. The lenses are actually the anti-fog lenses that I have. Did I say frog? The anti-fog lenses that I have, and or that I actually got from TJack, and these things work well, guys. You can see really well through them. You guys can see there. Look at, you guys can still see me. Yeah, okay, so you guys can see really good through these lenses. These lenses are really awesome. So let's move on to, let's do the emblems. So we're gonna be moving on to the back emblem, and the back emblem that TJack provides is pretty accurate. You guys can tell that it has the basketball texture, which is very, very cool. That's one thing I really liked on this suit. And you guys can see the line work on here is very much accurate to the movie. And I'm pretty sure that's because, you know, they designed all this stuff after the DVD or Blu-ray was released. And that's the cool thing. If you're patient enough, you guys could actually get yourselves a nice looking, accurate suit. You just got to be patient, guys. And you guys can tell that this back emblem is gorgeous. You again can see the line work. Another thing that I noticed that a lot of people ask about when it comes to emblems is the size of them. So I got my measuring tape, and we're gonna go ahead and measure this right now. Yeah, probably about 6.5 inches from the very top of this leg to the very bottom of the bottom legs. So that is the height of it. So now let's get a measurement of the width. We're looking at, let's see, it looks like about maybe 5 1/4. Yeah, so about 5 1/4 inches wide and 6.5 inches in height. But yeah, guys, so this is the back emblem, and again, this thing is gorgeous. You guys have a suit that will fit this. I mean, you gotta buy this thing. This thing is awesome. But again, guys, that is the detailed look and detailed dimensions on this thing. So let's move on to the front. So now the front Spidey emblem. So you guys can see that it has a very accurate body shape to it. The head top of the spider is, you guys can notice in the displays of the costume, it's not a perfect circle. It does have it is squared off on the sides, and that's a thing that the designer was able to capture on these emblems, is that he did have that square off side. And I mean, dude, again, this is very accurate. You guys can see the smooth texture on here. This is really nice, guys. This also came with legs. You're gonna need the legs. If you don't have the legs, you're just gonna have a spider with no legs, and you know, spider with no legs is not very much help. So it does come with the 4 legs. I just have 2 of them right here just to show you guys. So there you go. If you guys want a closer look, here you guys go. Here's a closer look at the legs. Again, it has a nice smooth surface to them, and these legs are very flexible. So that's a really good thing. That's also goes along with the back emblem, is that they're both flexible. So you don't have to worry about it, you know, stiffening up your mobility when you're in the suit. So that's a really cool thing to have. If you guys want me to do measurements for the front emblem, let's do that now. All right, so here we go. Get the trusty measuring tape. We go from the very top to the bottom, which looks like it's 2 inches, 2 inches in height. Now let's go with the width. Close to an inch, guys. Yeah, it's very close to an inch. So about 1 inch in height, and I mean 2 inches in height, 1 inch in width, and it's really nice, guys. So that's a really cool thing. And if you guys want the legs, let's be picky and let's find out everything, right? Let's see, you have the outer legs measuring at 2.5 inches. You got the inner legs, let's see, measuring at 2 1/4. So yeah, you got the inner legs at 2.25 inches, and you have the outer legs at 2.5 inches. So that's the measurements and dimensions for the front and back emblem. So now let's move on to the gorgeous looking, can't get over web shooters. Now for the web shooters, guys. You guys can tell that the line work on here was very, very precise. You can see all the details on this, and I apologize ahead of time for my paint job there. I got really excited and I just went crazy on these things. But again, just the web shooters themselves, guys, are really, really nice. The accuracy is there, and these things are actually not that hard to put together. It does come in quite a bit of pieces, and it's a little intimidating when you get it, you know, in the kit form. But it's really not that hard. I just used some super glue to attach all the pieces together, and it came out really nice. But shout out to the designer again, guys. This stuff is just on point, man. Like you can't ask for a more gorgeous looking pair of web shooters. So the web shooters again were very easy to attach. I just used some super glue like I mentioned before, and it held really, really well. You guys could use other types of glue like E6000, but it just takes a while to, you know, dry and to be able to cure. But I needed to wear these because I had to go to an event that following week when I got these, so I had to do a quick fix with this, and it seems to be holding pretty well. So I mean, if you guys are looking to use super glue, I mean, I'm all for that because it worked really well. And now let's get a look at it on. So here are the web shooters on my wrist. Again, this kit is so awesome because it comes with different size web shooter wristbands. I have a smaller pair of wrists, so I use the smaller pieces. Here are the bigger pieces right here. So let's start from small piece all the way to the end. So you guys can see it probably has like a good maybe ½ inch further or longer, I should say, for the larger wristbands. And this is also including the large wristbands additional piece that goes up here. So let's do it again. Let's get those measurements in. So let's measure these. We're gonna go from one end to the other, and that is 5 inches. So you got 5 inches alone on the wristband, and that's not including that attached to the web shooters themselves. So that's 5. And now for the smaller wristbands, start from one end to the other, that is 4 inches. So sorry, it's not a ½ inch more, it's actually a full inch more for the larger wristbands compared to the smaller ones. So that's actually nice to know, right? Because you want to know exactly which ones you need to attach onto your web shooters. The web shooters themselves, let's go from side to side. We got 3.5 inches in width from this end to that end. Now from the height, you got right there, that's looking at 4.5. So you got from the tip and the bottom right here, so that is 4.5. And of course, you know, you have this additional piece that you glue on yourself, and you can justify whether you want that higher or lower. So that's honestly up to you guys. There's no specific measurement on that. And a little tip for you guys to know that this kit actually also offers is that when you're gluing together and you want to have that being able to pull out the web trigger and push it back in, all you guys need to do is just glue this piece right here and the actual web shooter. You just glue them on the sides right there. So you're leaving this open right there. You guys can see that. So there you go. So what you do is you get your web trigger. I already have the magnet right here to attach to my palm, but you can actually slide it in. Sorry guys, there you go. You slide that in and boop, there you go. Now you have the web shooter trigger hidden. So if you guys, you know, are eating or you guys just don't want that out for a photo or anything like that, you guys can push it in there, and then if you guys want it out, there you go. And for the most part, it just depends on how tight you make this this opening right here. The web trigger should hold, so it's honestly, you guys can work with it when you guys get the kit itself. But again guys, this is really cool, and just to show you that this piece right here was a separate piece that I had to glue inside. Those of you that want to glue it and just have it in there permanently, that's awesome, that's what I did. But if you do want to have it magnetized, so that way you're able to take it out, put it back in, that's an option that you can go with too. But it doesn't come with the magnets to be able to do that. It only comes with the magnets to be able to attach this onto the palm. So yeah, there you have it guys. That is for the web shooters, which are very, very awesome to have. And again, the flexibility is there, so it moves on with your wrists. So now let's move on to the web cartridges themselves. So I got ahead of myself, and I quickly painted and attached the belt cartridges to my suit, because again, I had to go to an event, and I wanted these cool looking cartridges on my suit for the event. So here we go. I painted them and I attached them on. You guys can tell that the detail on here, again, shout out to the designer, is there. You guys can tell that everything as far as the line work and the rivets and the indentions are very visible guys. And this does have a nice flexibility to it as well. There you go. So that gives you the ability to be able to again do some Spidey poses, because there are other prop makers that make this again with 3D printed or out of resin, and it kind of digs at you, you know, when you're bending down and doing the infamous well-known Spidey pose. I had a pair prior to these, and they were resin based, and they would just dig in my thigh and my stomach, and it wasn't fun, you know. And you have to be in that position for quite some time if you're taking photos, and it's just it's you want to be as comfortable as possible. So this gives you the very, very, very cool ability to be able to do that. So that was really neat to have. Again guys, I hope all this stuff helps you. That's what this video is for. So we're gonna go the extra mile, and we're gonna measure these bad boys. So for the belt cartridges, we're gonna go from top to bottom, and they look like, so 2.5 inches you got going for the height of the web cartridges. Now let's go ahead and get the width for the web cartridges. We got, let's see, one end to the other. It looks like roughly close to, or a little bit more than ½ inch. And again guys, these web cartridges are very, very nice. I mean, the accuracy is definitely there, and I highly suggest getting this guys. So that pretty much covers everything that I got in the package. Alright webheads, so that's everything I wanted to go over with you guys. I try to get as much detailed shots as I possibly can of each product, and I also got the dimensions for you guys, because I know that's a huge thing when it comes to trying to apply some of these things onto your suits. So yeah, so hopefully all this stuff helped you, and if you have a few more questions that I didn't answer, just feel free to comment below guys, and I'll try to get those answers to you right away. And also shout out to the designer Matthew DC, and also the one and only T-Jack for supplying me and allowing me to win this awesome giveaway. And also guys, I mean, if you want, please subscribe, because the more subscriptions I get, the more cool videos I'm gonna do like this, whether it's cosplay related or just simply Spidey related. I'm gonna probably end up doing a couple of tutorial videos, maybe on a web pack, probably some how to install your soles onto the suits, and probably some neat little tips on when it comes to face shells and just making your suit look that much better for a budget price guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode. Hey.